a communist, I'll stay on all night.
Hey everybody, Patriot Sons podcast episode 137. Is it a color revolution? Is it British destabilization operations? Let's talk a little bit about Minneapolis. We haven't had Paul in here for a while. We got people biting off border patrol's fingers. So we're looking at the tactics getting increasingly aggressive. And the people the soldiers on the ground doing these tactics don't seem to care if they lose their life or if they go to prison forever, because the mission is more important to them.
No, I think the third-party vendor payment is more important to them. I would say out of 10,000 Minneapolisians that are doing the protest, 12 of them are from actually Minneapolis.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
Everybody else is some, paid actor.
I think, and paid could be in a bunch of different ways. It could be paid directly through an app because you're higher up in the hierarchy.
Oh yeah, sure.
What's going on, or it could be, hey, we'll pay your bus fare and we will give you your pre-printed signs and your poem placard, so you know what our talking points are today if any media happens to get in your way.
Or if you feel like jumping any ICE agents, as you're passing by in a car and you jump out and start blowing your whistle or whatever, and then they break your ribs, but you still haven't learned anything, so you come back the next week and they kill you. Yeah.
That was rough on this one. That was hard. Actually, JC, because I still don't have enough information to tell if it was a misfire of the gun, which also would give the police officer justifiable rights to.
No, but I mean, the question is what gun? Was it his gun? Was it their gun? Whose gun was it? But I'll tell you what, in that environment, when he was armed and he had those extra magazines, there's no way you can legitimately find an officer acted improperly. Once there's gunfire, it's every man for himself.
At least that's the way I was carrying.
What?
Did you see what he was carrying? He had this, $2,000 optic on top of his custom-made Glock 19 with 2 extended mags.
Yeah, 30 rounds of ammunition.
And when he was shot,
it also looked like the damn chamber was bent.
What the hell? But they're trying to put out this bullshit that it was his.
When they
trying to put out this bullshit that it was his phone.
Well, no. When the chamber was cleared, the photo that's inside of the police car's passenger seat, chamber's cleared, guns laying on the side, clips right here, and then you look at the barrel and it's like pointed upwards a little bit in this photo, and I can't just tell if it's a bad photograph or if this chamber was somehow not straight. If you get what I'm saying, and then I go,
yeah, but no, that's some kind of photo, Ricky Ticky stuff. That they when you take a gun, the first thing you do is clear it, and in order for other officers on the scene to know that gun is cleared, you keep it jacked back.
Yep.
So they all know there's nothing in the chamber and that kind of thing.
God, I have a
like JC says, the fact of the matter remains, he showed up armed.
Yeah.
He showed up armed and he drew his firearm.
And a week before, he had stopped and gotten out of his car and engaged with federal officers trying to process an illegal alien family. and he mixed it up with him and got his rib broken because he jumped on him and
this is a George Floyd moment.
yeah.
They show his high school graduation picture.
No.
They don't show his 39 booking photos. They show his graduation picture in his little blue silky robe and hat.
They're even using AI on his old photographs to make him look more sympathetic. It's disgusting. And by the way, as far as that SIG goes, I've got a SIG 365. It's not nearly as expensive as that one, but when it's empty and you unload it, it points up like that. So that's just normal for
Oh,
that
I know
model.
what you're talking about. Yeah, you're absolutely right, JC. That's Sean on the SIGs. When you crack them back, there's the spring on the inside where you lock and load it. It's got a V-shaped metal at the end that slides inside the spring. And so when you lock it back, it goes like that. The barrel goes like that.
Right.
Okay,
I mean,
that's what I was seeing.
as soon as I saw that picture, I said, "Oh, that's a SIG." I said,
Yeah,
"But it's
the
sure
SIG's the
a
only
lot
one
more
that does
expensive
that.
than mine." Yeah.
Well, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I've got a SIG Legion and P365.
Well, mine fits nice in the console of my car.
That's my everyday carries a P220.
But what I was
Yeah.
getting at, so somebody like this, whether he is paid directly, weekly through Cash App or anything, and he's probably in the Signal groups, and the Signal groups rotate randomly. I also, you can tell this guy he doesn't, in his mind, the mission is far more valuable than even his own life
Yeah,
or jail time. And you said
Oh,
30, it doesn't matter how many, but all the mug shots, this guy's career. So what gets what gets people so programmed that they think a mission of protecting rapists is worth their own life?
the
yeah.
absence of God in their life.
Well, of course, sure.
Well, no, but you say sure, but no, that's really what it is. People don't believe in nothing. If you disavow the creator of all good, if you disavow the savior, if you disavow all that, you're going to believe in something. And for a large percentage of the population, they believe in their own will as
Right,
expressed through politics.
right.
And it's always left-wing activism politics because that's the legacy of the civil rights movement, that we're going to make utopia on earth, but it's up to us. It's the most dangerous idea that has existed in history, really, because we
So
don't know.
what you're seeing is the development of a new culture. So, and it has nothing to do with race or anything like that, but it's the develop. So back in my day when I was in law enforcement, you knew 100%, and this isn't racially biased, but you knew 100% when they said that shoplifter was a heavy set black woman, dude, you better do your push-ups before you get there because you're fighting. You are
Sure.
fighting. And they will run and kill people in a car chase over a $30 dress from Dillard's before
They
they
will.
get caught. That's a culture that develops and it becomes repeatable. What we're seeing with these folks is exactly the same thing. It's the onset of this culture that's coming out where nobody gives a shit, like you said, JC. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody believes in anything. And they will absolutely take, their kids are in daycare, their kids are in elementary school, and these white women come out there and just absolutely unleash hell. And the thing that's really bothersome to me is they're not one Somali among the crowds. There's not one Somali saying, "Yeah, what they said." Yeah, they're like, "Nah,
No,
we're
I'm gonna
fraudsters, but we don't do
I'm gonna
any of that
hide.
other shit."
Well, the
We just
Somalis
we
in
just we
Venice.
just fill out the paperwork to get the money. You guys carry
Yeah,
the battle.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, fight
Well,
our
and
fight. Appreciate you,
that
sister.
goes into the larger movement. This isn't a protest. we all know it's not a protest. The
It's
2024
anarchy.
Pride riots wasn't a protest, but this is even bigger. And this is
Sean, it's
really
the revolution.
it's foreign influence revolution where people's minds have been programmed to believe that the worst of the worst are the best of us. And we must protect the worst of the worst.
I guarantee you, Sean, a really good federal state's attorney or deputy state's attorney could make a RICO case out of this.
It's gotta be
absolutely make a RICO case.
So, is it Clay Higbee, Data Republican? There's a team of about 6 people all working on breaking down the data to prove to Pam Bondi that this is a massive multinational RICO case.
Yeah,
of course it is. Who's going to bring the charges? That's why I'm depressed. I mean, I got to tell you, who's going to do it? It doesn't look like anybody is willing to take the risk to actually do it. If I'm wrong, you tell me who it is. Number one, you can't work in DC or if you support Trump and you're an attorney or a prosecutor. Number two, between the Republican cowards and the Marxist Democrats, you can't get the right kind of people appointed. And the people that are the most vocal, like Mike Davis, turns out that he's a Pfizer lackey. Okay, the point is that the people that our generals have an agenda, and when push comes to shove, their feet turn to clay. And look at Harmy Dillon. I think has integrity. And you look what she did with that church thing. She went up the line. Now we have church on Sunday, but the fact is, they did what they could to get arrests. They tried at the local level, the magistrate judge. Remember, magistrate judge okayed the raid on Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, right. Okay. Then they went up the line to this one. Then they even went up to the circuit court. They said no. They went to they went to the 8th Circuit. Okay. All the way up. Oh, no, that's not important enough for us to do it. It's the same thing as what happened after the election. Remember? You went court to court to court to court, sheriff after sheriff, law enforcement after law enforcement, feet of clay everywhere. Nobody wants to touch it. Paxton submitted that brief for, hey, if those states are fraudulently conducting their elections, that affects us. That gives us standing because we don't get the president that we deserve, okay, or that won. And, oh, no, you don't have standing to do that. But the same court said that Massachusetts had standing to sue the surrounding states for fucking carbon emissions. The quality of life.
You can't make it up.
I know, but it's depressing if you really think about it. And I'm not a doomer, but this shit is bothering me. All right? Really?
I want to see. I think James O'Keefe's one of the people that is helping Data Republican get information together, and I think
talk to him.
I think
he gets sued every week.
I think your chick, the hat maker, and man, there's some beautiful hats she makes. Cashmere. Is that I think that Data, once she gets this all together, is going to. It's amazing what internet people could do. Is going to sit down face to face with Harmeet Dillon and say, "Here's everything we got.
And
can you do something, please?"
Yeah.
Is she going to find a judge that will take the case?
I can't answer that. All I can answer is that they have multiple chances to do it even after they get shut down. And a lot of this, a lot of this goes on. A lot of this is on the Senate by not confirming the hundreds of Trump judges he's already laid out for them.
But like they did with Biden. Yeah. That's why all this trouble's coming out. And these are all Biden nominated or appointed judges. and
it's these fucking blue slips.
They're the purple-haired screech owls that are out in the street.
If you're in a state that has one Democrat U.S. senator, you can't get a decent prosecutor confirmed in that state because blue slip, and there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex himself, Chuck Grassley. Oh, we didn't get rid of blue slips. And then Mike Davis. No one should criticize Chuck Grassley. He's a fucking fossil. Get out of there, all right? I mean, and Thune even said he'd let Trump have recess appointments this time to get the Senate majority nod. And anytime the Senate goes out of town for a 4-day weekend, they run pro forma sessions so Trump can't do a recess appointment. I can't hear what you bastards are saying because what you do speaks so loudly.
Yeah.
You're there to obstruct Trump. That's what you're there for.
And I'll tell you something I saw that was very disturbing that I only saw once and it went away. It got pulled down. But it was a no shit NYPD officer arresting a CBP officer in the subway in New York City.
Wow. Really?
And he roughed him up. He shoved him around and put the flex cuffs on him. And the CBP guy says, "I'm not fighting you, dude. I am not fighting you.
Right.
We'll fight it out in court, but I'm not fighting you here." And he put him on the subway, and they took the subway 2 or 3 down to the jail or whatever, but he arrested him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Obviously I haven't seen this. Was there a noticeable charge?
No. And the video maker didn't know what the charge was. He kind of came on mid-scene.
Okay.
Because he saw the cop and the CBP guy arguing. And he kind of came on in the middle of it where he'd had him like that and put him up against the thing and put flex cuffs on him. And the CBP guy was like, "Dude, I'm not fighting you, dude. I am not fighting you. You're pushing me around. I'm not fighting you. I'm not."
Oh, don't give Mom Donnie any ideas, man.
Well, it ultimately this brainwashed cop. This is what they want. This is ultimately what they want. They want to force Trump's hand into basically so that they can say, "Look, Trump has just instigated martial law. He's an authoritarian dictator." And the CBP cop was like, "Look, I already know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Here you go. Let's take a walk." You can talk to Harmeet Dillon tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's right. You get on my other computer, see if I can find it.
Yeah, the Finder things are good. I know, curmudgeon. I know. But I still say Trump is playing this the best way that it can be played. And I see these MAGA accounts online going, "Insurrection Act now," and I'm like, you don't understand.
No.
You don't understand what we're up against.
Sean, we've watched Trump together for the good part of a year. I've been with you guys about 9 months now, I guess, or 8. And all I can tell you is that his sense of timing is one where he always takes the 80% and leaves them with the 20%.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to riddle me this, and this is for you too, Paul. If the minute that the ICE operation started in Minnesota, Trump would have named Tom Homan to head up the ICE operation in Minnesota, what would have been the reaction?
Yeah. They're sending in the Gestapo.
It would have been a food fight. It would have been an absolute food fight. It would have been a shit show. It would have been, furrowed brow editorials from the Wall Street Journal about the harshness of Tom Homan and all the rest of that. Now that Tom Homan is the fireman who's going to moderate things from Nome and Bovino, in Minnesota. Now Tim Walz thinks he's a hero. Anybody who doesn't think that Tom Homan can't outsmart Tim Walz really needs to take an IQ test.
Well, it's also a play where both sides, because I make fun of our side too. Sometimes I even call the accounts out by name, so that both sides can claim they win, even though they
Right.
don't win.
Yeah.
Right. No, but I mean, if you knew that Minnesota was going to be a problem, and you asked me one name who I wanted to head up that effort to clean it up, it'd be Tom Homan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're reshuffling the deck chairs anyway right now. They're talking about Trump's talking about getting rid of Bovino's gone. Kristi Noem's going to be gone. You don't think so?
I think Bovino's headed to California to start there.
Yeah, Bovino's going there, and then Kristi Noem, they're talking about replacing her with Tom Homan.
That
Well,
would
no, in Minnesota, yeah. I mean, I guess they could appoint Homan to
hold on.
Homeland
If
Security, but
we're
I don't
talking
think they
about
will.
we're talking about cabinet level. We need to remember that the Senate doesn't. They block. They have been blocking Trump's appointments. So if Noam gets booted, now
Yeah,
somebody has to be reappointed. So wouldn't it better just to leave Noam in an office and say, we're going to put your subordinate in charge of this operation and
yeah.
that operation and this operation,
Well,
and
it's not
you
over.
collect
I mean,
all the details.
those are my words saying getting rid of her, but
Yeah.
that could be in the form of a reassignment or something. I think she's popular with Trump, but
Well,
they've got
it
an image
really
problem. So I think they're reshuffling
it,
the deck
it
chairs a little
really
bit.
didn't display a lot of guile for her to start popping her mouth off about what happened before she knew the facts. She did stick her foot in her mouth, and Trump hates looking bad.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you saw how fast they walked back with the Renee Good story when Carolyn Levitt came out right away, immediately within seconds, and said domestic terrorist. You don't hear that 3 and 4 weeks on anymore. You don't hear
No.
no, because that's not that's war messaging, which is what the
Well,
left
yeah,
wants.
and Noam said that. Noam said that about Pretty too, and he actually is a domestic terrorist. But
Mhm.
you didn't have enough information. The way to handle that, hindsight being what it is
Was
if
exactly
you've
how
got
Homan handled it on a late night TV show where he said, I don't know. I heard about it. I need to understand more."
Yeah,
And then he said to whoever the late night show host was, he said, "You need to understand more too. We don't
yeah.
know what
He's
happened."
famous for being that way. He never jumps out ahead of his skis.
right, which would, by being studious about it, would have allowed him today to come back finding out that this guy's had a history of assaulting federal officers, of saying, you know, getting your rib broken by federal officers and having that not be enough to keep you from jumping them again a week later kind of looks like the activity of a domestic terrorist. But I need more information to conclude that. Something along, introduce it, move the
Yeah,
Overton
yeah,
window
yeah,
on it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But you can't jump right in there, and that's what. And Christie is a little impetuous.
Mm,
Fair enough. I
uh,
mean, that's for a woman like that. That's great in the right circumstance, but
she
in front of a press
she
gaggle when tensions are this high may not be the spot.
she still pops off like a social media congressperson
Yeah,
because all the congress people are social media people.
they're all wannabe influencers, Sean.
As opposed to, like you said, Tom Homan, who's very
Right,
reserved, and people try it all the time with Tom. "Well, Tom, don't you think this?" He goes, I don't." "About what? I haven't even
right.
seen the information. What do you want me
yeah.
to say about it?" They're like, "Well, don't you think this?" "I don't think anything at this
No,
point
I don't
because
think
I
right.
haven't seen it."
Yeah, yeah. How many different ways do I need to say that to you, dumbass?
Right?
And but yet, going back to the stem of this discussion, if Trump would have started in Minneapolis by saying Holman's going to head it up, they'd have gone nuts.
Of course.
Yeah, he's
Well,
seen as a heavyweight, right? So you basically got an opportunity to bring in your closer,
look,
and to have the people that he's going to be closing on welcome the appointment. That's good stuff.
I also think he's just so much better at the media than any other. He's not Trump, but he's good, and
He's
he's
like
going to.
Vance.
I guarantee you, in the next 3 or 4 days, you're going to see a Homan, Walls, Mayor, whatever that tiny guy is, press conference,
Oh,
and they
pencil dick.
will
Yeah,
appear to be on the same page, even if they're
Yeah.
yeah. Pencil dick. Right. Yeah.
Is it that guy from man? What's that cartoon? Fry? Is it Mayor
Yeah.
Fry?
Yeah.
Futurama. It's Fry, right?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Perpetually dumb Fry.
I love it when he speaks. I love it when he speaks Somalian to me. I get a little chubby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right. Let me get to a couple other things because we got plenty of time. We could always come back and frog stomp Minnesota into the ground, and there's no real reason to do that to most of the Minnesotans because if you get outside of the Twin Cities, no, they are not Twin Cities. They just happen to share a river. The state's red. This
Wait.
isn't the people's fault. Go ahead, jump in.
I'm sorry, Sean. This is news to me. Say that again.
What?
Twin Cities. I never heard that.
Minneapolis and
I
St.
never
Paul.
heard that. No, I know. I've
Minneapolis.
heard of Twin Cities,
Twin
but I
Cities.
didn't know the source of it.
Yeah. So Minneapolis and St. Paul are.
Yeah, I knew that, and I thought there was some other reason they were the Twin Cities, but it's because
It's no
what?
different than Kansas City on
In
one
St.
side of
Louis.
one
Yeah.
state and a river, and the other side they
Right.
they
Just like
just
St. Louis
they
and
get lumped together.
East
They are
St. Louis.
not the same cities. They're not twin cities. They
Just
have
like
totally different governments, totally
Dallas,
different
Fort Worth.
goals.
Okay.
It's like
Thank
Dallas,
you for
Fort Worth.
clearing that up because in my 68 years, I had never heard the story of why they were called the Twin Cities. I just accepted it.
It's like
So go ahead with your.
it's like Louisville, Kentucky, and Jefferson, Indiana. They're two totally different places, but a couple of bridges go over the Ohio River, and they're called they're a metroplex,
Oh yeah,
but they're
like
really
Midland,
not.
Odessa, out in the Permian Basin.
Yes,
They say you live in Midland and work in Odessa.
yes, right.
Yeah.
All right, now that's it. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. Man, Russia, Argentina, all kinds of fun people on the Board of Peace. Paul. Canada's out. Canada was in, and Trump's like, nope.
You're
Canada,
out.
you're out. You're
You're
out.
out.
You're done. We're done with you. You're banished.
The nation of Canada has a population the size of Tokyo. What are we ever going to do without them?
Well, I also think there's a lot of good Canadians that would love nothing more than to be rid of their government.
They sure talk. The Canadians on Twitter sure talk above their weight. That's
Of
all
course
I'll
they
say.
do. Oh, especially the ones that hate Trump. Oh, so you got to look at that and go, they're probably paid influencers.
Oh yeah.
Paid by the the British machine that we've talked about for months.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's absolutely sickening.
Some of the money that Data Republican and some of the other accounts that are finding out the Signal accounts is actually our money circulating back to us
Of course it is.
through Canada to these people in Minnesota.
Sean, the Democrats funded their campaign in 2022 through Ukraine. You know that. Those Ukraine appropriations came so fast back then. It was up to 150 billion. Are you telling me that crap didn't make its back across the border into the coffers of Democrat campaigns? How about that was FTX back in 2020? Sam Bankster-Fried, right?
Did he?
It's the same thing.
Did he?
Wherever the spigot is turned on.
Did Sam Bankman-Fried actually do it, or was he the fall guy so that they
He's the
wouldn't get
fall
caught?
guy. I mean, anyone who had a girlfriend like that with that much money couldn't be that smart. I mean,
Oh, dude.
you gotta be able to do better than that.
Sweet
Sam,
baby
I'm sorry,
Jesus.
buddy. But man, that had to be more punishment than prison.
But every time it's a scam. And it gets rolling, and when you see the dollars rolling in, you know where they're washing into.
Can we just take a
How
5 second
the hell did
break
Harris come up with
and
2.5 billion?
talk about British offshore banks in the U.S. Virgin Islands used by
Jamie Dimon, Jeffrey Epstein.
That Jeffrey guy.
Yeah, and Jamie Dimon, the guy who's now worried about deportation tactics.
We keep dropping gold nuggets for you to pick up and go.
Yeah.
It all leads back to the British Empire, and you're all like, "There's no way they don't have any power." We're like, "That's the point. That's why they're doing all of this."
Yep.
Listen,
They
if you
want the post World War II order
Yep.
of them controlling the globe intact by having Uncle Sam as the big brother they can call every time they screw up and say, "Hey, Uncle Sam, we fucked up. Bad. Can you come in here and punch our friends in the face? Because
Yeah.
we're going to lose our ass if you don't."
It's worked for the last 75 years. Old habits are hard to break.
Yes. And they're super, super don't know how to handle life that Trump is like, we're done doing that.
Yeah.
Fight your own wars. What do you mean fight my own wars?
Yeah.
Fight your own wars. How?
Yeah.
Well, increase your military spending. What? How?
We can't do that.
Right. We'd count on you to pay for it.
Yeah.
No, we're
Right.
not doing that anymore. But Trump.
Did you see all the flexing about Greenland? It's all over with now. And Trump in his glory. Oh, they're going to send another dog sled over there.
There will still be
It-
some whimpering.
So at the end of the day, no, fellas, I got to tell you, at the end of the day, keeping in mind the art of the deal, Trump's rattled his saber and said, "We're going to take Greenland. We're going to take it. We're going to take it. We're going to beat you up, Denmark, and we're going to take Greenland." And Greenland came back and said, "You can have all the land you want for any of the bases that you want. You can put whatever weapery you want. Just don't take us." And he said, "That's all I wanted in the first place." Pretty much.
And everybody that goes
if he would have started with that, they would have said, "Oh hell no, we're not doing
No, that's right. It's the art of the deal, man. Yeah.
every time, and people don't get. Trump is going to ask for the absolutely most ridiculous thing on the planet when he starts to make a deal. Because why would you start low? Start with the entire globe and go.
Yeah, start with the whole banana. Yep.
I'm just going to be president of the globe, and everyone goes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, okay, fine. I'll just be the president of the northern part of the globe."
Yeah.
Go,
you beat me up. You got okay. You
maybe that works.
Let me just say that I heard all the criticism that he took over the currency swap or whatever he did, whatever Besson did down in Argentina. That looks like the best move anybody ever made. You've got Brazil isolated now. you've got obviously Venezuela is Venezuela, but then you've got Argentina under that, and now you got Lula and the Chinese communists in between. Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Smart guy. He doesn't
Well,
give up
you know
strategic
what?
risk.
If there was good analysts on the liberal team, they could go back to the 1980s and listen to interviews of him and see this has been his playbook the entire time. And he said, "This is what I wish our presidents were doing. I don't want to run for president."
Yeah.
And then 5 years goes by, and he's like, "I still don't want to run for president. This is what our country should be doing.
This is what we need to be doing.
You know what? I'll think about it if I have to, but I don't think I have to. I think our presidents are going to do the right thing." And it just progresses over the time from about 1980 to where we are now.
Right.
He's been talking about this for 45 years.
Sure.
It's all there. His playbook. You guys all cry about Project 2025. His playbook started with an Oprah interview
Right.
in 1980.
Yeah, I've seen
This
it.
is
Yeah.
this is presidential talk. Yeah.
Yes.
You wouldn't, would you? Yeah.
Well, do you remember there was a time in the late 90s where the liberals were calling for a Trump Oprah ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump and then Oprah vice president.
That's when they thought he was their friend.
He still is their friend. They just don't know it. They
I
don't
know.
know it. They don't get it. They think he's against them. And he's like, "No,
Yeah.
I'm actually here for you. I want you all to be as rich as I can
Look,
possibly make you at
Yeah.
whatever level of the scale you're at."
this frustrated the right, so to speak, that his reluctance to release all the Epstein material. And he betrayed himself with his commentary on it when he said, "There's going to be a lot of people that get hurt when I do this." And he says, "Just release it all." And so he signed it, and then the pictures came out of Slick Willie in the hot tub and all the rest of that. And he didn't want to do that. He just
Right.
didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Why would
He has been friends with the Clintons
you?
for
Yes,
60 years.
yeah. He didn't want to do that. And
No.
no.
Well,
And
and again,
and now how much are we hearing about Epstein now?
what also people don't realize, it even when all of the files get dumped, these files are so corrupted and manipulated over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there that's going to incriminate anybody that is alive today.
That's right. Yeah.
And with what they threw at him, with Jack Smith, with all the rest of that nonsense, if they had anything in the Epstein file that would have sunk Trump, it would have been produced.
If they could have
They've been,
sunk a single Republican with it,
yeah,
Yeah.
they can't even sunk a Democrat with it
Yeah.
because these files are hot garbage. They're
Yeah.
garbage. It's flight logs. It's phone calls of stuff
Yeah.
that was done under bugging that was supposed to remain sealed, and a judge has locked them up still, and Bondi's supposed to be fighting that. Whatever. But a lot of judges are still sealing this stuff that
Yeah.
supposedly the DOJ has been trying to release. They're like, "We can't. What do you want me to do? I can't. I've got a judge over here and a judge over here and a judge over here telling me I can't release this
I
stuff."
can't that's right.
And if you think about it, having Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene head the effort was perfect. I mean, a couple of circus clowns. Just
Why do you think Massey, honestly? Because his constituency really likes him. Let's
by the
just
way,
deal.
we rediscovered that on Sunday because the case I made was pretty strong.
Let's just deal with the fact that that's true.
Right.
They do. Why do you think he's willing to go down swinging on this? I've got an idea, but I don't. It doesn't make sense to me that Thomas Massey would want to. This is a heavy lift that's going to cost his donors hundreds of millions of dollars.
Hundreds of millions. Yeah, no doubt about it.
And likely cost him his seat.
Mm.
Yeah,
and all their money because they don't get anything if he doesn't win.
that's right.
Oof. All right, I'll just.
What's your theory, Sean? Go ahead.
I honestly believe that it's not that he's a never Trumper. It's that he is a libertarian first, and libertarians want to disrupt until they can gain power, and they've not been able to do that in any large fashion. They've got a couple of seats here, a couple of seats there. In a lot of states, they don't even have access to run at the state level. They're a tiny little party. And from what I understand of their party, and I've explained this many times, the staunch libertarian, I'm not talking about the chases, that walks around in leather and a dog helmet through San Francisco and does that type of stuff. There's no conservatism there. The basic libertarian principle is anarchy. And you go, wait, what? Hold on. It's that government should be so limited that there is no government and people will self-govern themselves. But we have 5,000 years of history to prove that if there is no government, then your government is the most powerful gang in your region. 5,000 years of history to prove it.
You're taking me full circle to the top of the show where you're talking about what is going on with these Minnesota people, and the fact is that their own personal belief system in terms of left-wing ideology is their religion. It has stepped in and become their god because it's a method for them to express their will. And so we don't need God to do that. We can take care of things here and create this earthly utopia that doesn't include people on the right. And there'll be sunshine and rose petals for everybody once we crush these bastards. I mean, that's basically what they do. That's where libertarianism leads.
It never works out.
No.
I guess that's my question. with all of their college learnings, right? Because most of the leaders of the Libertarian Party are college educated. And you know what? If you go to college to MIT, you get an engineering degree, you work for Google or SpaceX or something cool, good for you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about to those of you that went to college for underwater basket weaving, and you say, "I ain't got." I said, women's studies is the same thing. So just calm down, Karen. You've been programmed to believe that we just haven't done communism right. Wait. Do you wait, Karen? If you're still there, before you block me and block our show and block every account that's on this show, hear me out. Can you name me one democracy that is communist and not authoritarian?
Right. No.
Say it.
No.
No. Okay, so we're Karen. One last plea. If you could look at that and just take a second to think about it before you block us, you might come back and you might find that we give, over long periods of time of doing these podcasts, we give a bunch of history of these subjects too. We don't always just do doom scroll. And you might find, if you go back into our archives, where we've explained things all the way back as far as the Persians, all the way through to today. We've explained the USSR. We've explained what's going on in Africa and why you will never fix Africa. We've explained what's going on in South America and explained why the only way to fix South America was brute power, because that's all they understand.
we've even talked about how military contractors continue to use old channels even when the fight has changed. They're down there in Australia messing around when they should be up where the action is. And people do things out of force of habit. They do things because that's the way they've always been done. And in your statements about the British Empire and their intel forces, that's what they're doing. This is what they've always done, and they just go to the next target that meets their needs of the moment.
Nation building or democracy sharing. This is a British thing. America was involved in it because is destabilization, not
Yes,
it's the opposite of what it says it is.
Right.
right.
So we're
And,
gonna
and
and we have talked about this a lot. When we destabilized Iran and the Shah was gone and the
Right.
mullahs came in, that was it. Everyone's gonna go, "Well, it's America's fault." Well, America had all the might. That's British.
it
That's not
was a
British.
British inside job.
And this is something they've been doing since the best I can tell, 14 or 1500s, somewhere in that time range.
Well, they're good
They
at it.
got really good at it. Really good at it. They also, if you remember, JC, you wouldn't have been here yet, but a guy we used to hang out with, unfortunately, we don't hang out with anymore. We talked about coinage indoctrination too. So, coinage indoctrination is where, well, we're just going to introduce massive amounts of our currency into your system. And then all of a sudden you're going to go, holy shit, I can buy, instead of one goat a year, I can buy 100 goats a year to feed my town
Right.
off this coin, off these just handful of coins
Yeah.
or dollar bills. And then can I fast forward you to about 2014, where we airdrop $2 billion of US cash into Iran? Just drop it
Just
on
dropped
a
it right in.
parachute.
Yep.
This is that was a learned behavior from British colonization, which was, if we can sometimes we can get lucky and not put a boot on the ground. We can take you over just by introducing our currency, coinage,
Sure.
indoctrination.
And if their perception is that that has value, then we win without firing a shot.
Yeah, and then once they need that or need more of it,
It's under our control.
we have
Right.
total control. Yeah, that's so again, to all the people that I offended, we have podcast after podcast after podcast, and if you want to hear even more, just go to the my X channel, and we have 3 additional years of spaces that are recorded that are still there that of us talking about this. So we're at, Paul and I total, 4 years at least of doing this and explaining things, and
Yeah.
sometimes just shooting the shit and talking about chicks and hot cars too, because whatever. But we also we've covered, like, we're not coming to you like this is, we just figured this out. We've been talking
Oh,
about this for years.
yeah. I mean, I'm the new guy. Don't be distracted by that. I'm just the guy who breaks some china when I have Massey files who sit here and want to go on about the glories of libertarianism, and I point out that Massey was the guy who capitulated to Biden and allowed him to suspend the debt ceiling for 2 years. And strangely enough, all the Massey lovers don't want to discuss that. They want to filibuster and start asking me other unrelated questions. But
Right.
you really need to face facts. Libertarians don't win because when it's time to deliver the punch, they deflect and chicken out and choose the safe route. That's why. That's why they're never going to get more than 1%.
I
Yeah.
got I got 7 minutes left with you guys. Paul, specifically to you, do buddies around you? I don't know, because a lot of them are ranchers. They may not have ag equipment that's new enough to have gotten stuck under the DEF rule, diesel exhaust fluid. with Trump,
all the new John Deeres are
deaf. All right, so with Trump saying I'm just gonna EO that gone, does that make a huge difference? Because I know in the pickup truck world, the diesel bus world, and the semi truck world, it makes the hugest difference in them in
It does,
cost because
yeah. So you've got to have an extra. If you're an active rancher with ag equipment, and I'm talking about balers, hay balers and uh, bulldozers and track hoes and tractors and stuff like that. They're all deaf, and you got to have an extra 500-gallon tank parked right next to your 1,000-gallon diesel tank to keep up with the dip.
all right, and I need to explain to everybody who doesn't know what DEF is because I've ordered several million gallons of it. It is a
I heard about it. I heard about it a few hours ago when Trump was up talking in Iowa. So yeah, I get
well,
it.
okay, it's a solution of half water and half synthetic cat urine, urea. Now, why
Yep.
don't we just use cat urine? All right, come on now. We're not going to go catch all the cats and collect their pee. So we just use science and made cat urine, urea, and it's a
Science!
50-50 mix. You stick in there and then you blow your diesel exhaust through this solution of cat piss, synthetic, and water. And that's supposed to save the planet when all it does is gum up the entire diesel system,
Everything.
It's
reduce
horrible.
power, reduce
You might as
horsepower.
well bench stock your glow plugs. You have to bench stock your fuel separators. You have to I'm talking, you got to have that shit on the shelf, dude, because the only time it'll let you down and let go is when you're in the middle of a damn field or you've got 5 head of cattle on the back of your F-250 and you're taking them to the auction, and then it lets go. And you know what? Your DRT, man, you're dead right there. You just pull over, and that's it.
Yeah, it was the most retarded thing I can remember
Sean,
in
you're
honestly
covering a,
in diesel motors. Honestly,
you're covering a lot of ground with most retarded policy like that. I mean, are you sure?
as far as with diesel equipment, this was the most retarded policy because it did not reduce emissions.
Of course
What,
not.
so what were they trying to do? They were trying to de-soot. Go look at a brand new 2026 stuck still with a DEF system semi tractor. Watch them drive up a mountain. Soot. The DEF didn't do anything to
Yeah,
de-soot the air.
You,
And you know
you know
what
what this
kind of
reminds?
soot? Carbon. The trees around the highways flourish. The
Of
grass
course.
around the highways flourish from
yeah,
all of the carbon emitted by a diesel motor.
that's right.
Well, no one,
Yeah,
you remember when we were in school, you heard about Africa and how the desert was expanding. Nobody talks about that anymore because Africa is greening because of all of the CO2.
I
The
could make
desert, the deserts in Africa are shrinking.
I
It's a cause for celebration,
yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
I could make a solid case that the combustion engine is the single contributing factor to actually reducing extreme climates
Yes. Yes.
because it
The
produces
exact opposite
carbon.
of what they
yeah,
tell you. Right.
It does the opposite of what they tell you. It produces carbon. What does carbon do? It feeds all of the flora, the
Plant life.
trees, the plants, the grass, the
yeah.
everything.
Everything.
Any without Ketanji Brown Jackson, any basic biologist could tell you that.
I've been following just the sidebar, same
That's
subject.
DEI.
I've been following a whole bunch of storm chasers because they're really fantastic. They're really intelligent people, and some of them are politically motivated to believe in climate change. here's the funny part: is the rest of them that aren't will absolutely call them out and destroy them. You've got this whole this weather Twitter thing going back and forth, and it's hilarious if you watch them. Because they're like, "Hey, do you have any models from the 1740s? Because I don't." And the other guy will go, "Oh," and then he comes back and goes, "Oh, well, shit, this weather guy just blocked me. That's weird."
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, so much fun. All right, fellas, let's close this one out.
But you know what? Mark Mitchell has said that should the Democrats retake power, he doesn't see how X the platform survives. He might be right.
We're not there yet. What are you thinking? Are you talking about the midterms? Or are you talking about in 28?
Overall, he
Oh
doesn't think
yeah,
that
yeah.
left.
We're all toast. We're gonna have to start a new planet. I'm pretty sure it'll be called Mars. That's where we're going because you listen. You can't take this serious enough. The people that you see in Minnesota
Are the same people that are trying
are
to
the
do that.
same people who are
Yes.
going to take over the planet if you let
Yes.
them.
If you let them.
If you let them, don't let them. Don't, if you're like I'm just so mad at Bondi, Pam Bondi. This is JC. I'll look. We'll run another 5 minutes. JC, this is when I see people black pilling because of Bondi or because of Cash, and I'm calling you out on this, but or because of other things that are going on, and we can identify. We can go, mistakes were made here, or Trump said the wrong thing here. I get it, but if you're gonna black pill the people that black pill and say, you know what, I'm so mad at Pam Bondi for whatever reason it is. They could pick 1,000 different. That I'm just not going to participate in the midterms. You are literally saying, okay, I am totally okay with being rounded up for my social media posts and serving some matter of time in jail.
They're actually already
They
investigating
promised,
people in
they have told
Florida.
you, they promised you they would do this to you.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as far as that goes, you did see that Pam wrote a strongly worded letter to Minnesota about what they're doing at houses of worship, right? She told Walls and Jacob Fry to get in line, or she's going to be really mad.
Is that going to stop you from voting?
No, it's going to
Is it going to
stop me from thinking
hold
she's effective. That it's going to
Or is
do.
it going to stop other people from voting? Well, that is to be determined because the MAGA accounts, dude, they sway with political flow just like the left wing accounts. They're all chasing clicks. Just trust
Except
me on this. They're all chasing clicks. They're
Yeah.
chasing clicks
except the left wing accomplishes their agenda.
through
Pressure, through
violence.
influence, through capitulation, through compromised judges, through all of the stuff that we talked about.
Doesn't that sound like the British Empire's motives?
Oh my God.
Well, it does a little bit. It might have a certain
well,
similarity.
all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Post World War II, also, and I know I'm beating up on the Brits, and there's some great Brits that want their country back. They absolutely want their
Listen,
country back.
William
But
Wilberforce was a force for
it's
good.
also the one of the big things is the teachings, right, of Karl Marx, which shows how to do some of this stuff, and so you got this big thing, right? And it only takes a
Okay.
little bit to manipulate a manipulatable person, right? So
Oh, you
it's
mean
easier.
an intellectual heavyweight like Renee Good?
Did they not turn her into a soldier?
Yes. She was
That's where
frontline
I'm getting at.
military.
That's where I'm getting at.
Lauren, drive, baby, drive. Yeah. Oh, why are you guys using real bullets?
Don't worry, I'm not mad at you.
No, and you guys are using rubber bullets, right? Where's the water cannons?
It's a playground. Can we get water cannons?
America doesn't have that they need to have and employ.
Can we please get those?
Danish water cannons.
Oh, yeah.
Super effective, especially when
they go over great sub-zero weather in Minnesota. That I'd pay to watch them water cannons up there. It'd be like The Mask, when Jim Carrey jumps and he freezes in midair. Hey, freeze.
I also like how the water cannons, they put pink clothing dye in it so that everybody they hit, if they see them later, they're like, come here.
Yep, there you go. Come here.
Yeah.
We need to talk. I know you were there.
It's meaning to you're a marked man. Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's close down, everybody.
Good night, buddy.
We might be back when we're back. We're normally back tomorrow, but who knows? Who knows? Let's have a good night, everybody.